Hey there guys, welcome back to Judge Dredd Case Files. In our fourth strip today, we find Dredd taking a well-earned rest at his apartment in a gigantic apartment complex in the city. This rest is interrupted when his Italian cleaning lady lets in a fucking salesman to try to sell him like a virtual reality sensor round setup that will allow him to turn his apartment into all these different types of settings, kinda like a holodeck. Dredd isn't having this shit, he kicks both of them out, but is interrupted again shortly because there has been a murder on the 200th floor of his apartment complex. He heads up there and it turns out it's a CEO of Sensorround, and it looks like he's been ripped apart by some type of animal. Over the course of the next few days, a few other employees, high-ranking employees in Sensorround, are murdered in a similar fashion, and it's kind of made to look like these Sensorround systems that they're using are malfunctioning and killing them. Eventually, though, HQ radios Dredd and lets him know that they got a voice print from one of the murder scenes, and it's been linked to the curator of a movie special effects museum. Dredd heads over there, and it turns out the dude that came to his house posing as a salesman for Sensorround is actually the curator of this museum, and he's been using these old school special effects monster robots basically to murder these Sensorround employees because he hates them for like making old school special effects obsolete basically. They can create anything they want in these, so I'm guessing movies are made that way too with that kind of technology, and it's, you know, made old school practical effects irrelevant, and this dude's pissed off and wants revenge. He animates this creature called KRONG, which is clearly King Kong, and he sends it to destroy the Sensorround building. On the way, it rips up some highways and starts just generally causing chaos before reaching the building. Dredd is in hot pursuit. He tries firing at it with the Lawmaster's cannons, but they have no effect, so he's forced to just accelerate it to top speed, aiming it right for the motherfucking monkey's mouth and blowing its head off by exploding the Lawmaster. First Lawmaster that he's trashed in the series. KRONG tumbles down, landing atop his master, and the strip ends with basically, you know, Dredd saying, "Sorry that your dreams were crushed, buddy, but with dreams like yours, who needs nightmares?" Really fun little strip. Came in at 5 pages. Doesn't really introduce anything new other than the idea of this Sensorround technology, but outside of that, it was very much just sort of a comic relief break from like the introductory shit. It's the first strip where we see some humor actually coming from Dredd himself. In the other strips, the humor has been kind of like in a ironic way laced in the story around him. In this one, he actually does sort of crack a couple of jokes, so you see there is like a sense of humor under that tough exterior, and the whole strip generally has like kind of a wacky vibe to it. Old King KRONG was pretty badass too.